everyone, Dr. Fears here with Polymath Regulatory Consultants, here to give you part 2 of your FDA inspection tips. So part 2 is concerned with foreign inspections. So what are foreign inspections? Foreign inspections are when the US FDA inspects companies outside of the United States. And the reason why they have the ability to do so is because these companies ship FDA regulated commodities, foods, drugs, medical devices, etc., into the United States. So they're introducing their product into the US stream of commerce. And remember, one of the missions of the FDA is to protect American public health and safety. So by introducing your product into the American stream of commerce, it now can affect public health and safety, which is why the US FDA now has jurisdiction. Okay, so let's jump into our 5 tips. A lot of these tips are cultural, and it's important to note that cultural tips are just as important as tips related to the laws, the regulations, or policies of the country, because cultural misunderstandings can have a big impact on the inspection outcome. So let's talk about tip number 1. Tip number 1 is it's important to note that in the United States, men and women are equal under federal law. So what does this mean practically if you're a foreign company? Men and women are equal when they are inspecting your facility. So this means that you could have a woman who's the lead inspector or a team of women who are inspectors, and they are due the same amount of respect and deference as a male inspector. All right, if you didn't see part 1 of the series, go back and take a look where we talk about delaying, denying, limiting, and refusing an inspection and what constitutes that, right? Number 2, which is similar. All right, so I talked a little bit about this in my first video. The United States is a huge country and there are over 350 million Americans. And contrary to popular belief, we do not all look like Malibu Barbie and Brad Pitt. Okay, Americans come in all races, speak all kinds of languages, and come from all kinds of backgrounds. So it's important to note this and to show whomever your inspector is the same level of respect that you would show Malibu Barbie and Brad Pitt. Okay, number 3, don't give lavish gifts. So in a lot of countries, hospitality is a big thing. And while Americans are also hospitable, you have to remember that gift giving, especially large, lavish gifts, can be misconstrued to mean that you're trying to impact the outcome of the inspection. There's actually a published dollar amount, the maximum that you can give any kind of token gift of value to the inspector. Right? It's published, you can check it out somewhere on the FDA website, fda.gov, but it's very, very small. I think at last I remember maybe it was $35, so it's somewhere in a very small range. Make sure you check it before your inspection, but remember, don't give lavish gifts, don't give anything that can be construed as trying to sway the inspector one way or another. All right, tip number 4, do not cite local laws, rules, regulations, or pharmacopoeia. Right, so I actually have a story about this. I was in another country and they were making a drug product for the US and they had tested the product according to their local pharmacopoeia, not according to the USP. So they obviously got a 483 for this because it's entering the United States, so it's subject to US laws and regulations, and the US pharmacopoeia were applicable. So remember, if you have a disagreement with an inspector and you want to cite, some laws or some regulations to support how you view the situation, do not cite non-US laws and regulations and do not use other pharmacopoeias. Number 5. Do not discuss politics. Most importantly, do not talk about the US president. It's important to note that the FDA is under the executive branch of government, which means that the president is essentially the FDA's boss, right? So you don't want to talk about the president, past, sitting, or even potential president. Stay away from politics. All right, that was your 5 tips in under 5 minutes. Check out polymathregconsultants.com for more information. Have a great day.